Ladies and gentlemen, isn't this rich? AMC gets ISS backing for its preferred conversion, the reverse split. What is the ISS and what implications does this have for AMC? When you hear this, you're going to laugh. You're literally going to laugh. So watch this kind of off to the side. People are going to see you watching your phone or your computer, and you're just going to start busting out laughing. It's going to look pretty weird. So make sure you're not that guy. So we are going to get into that. We are also going to look at the technicals heading into this upcoming week and run through briefly the FTD numbers that will also be coming due in this next upcoming week. Guys, this is rich. Let's get into it. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. That should be the first thing you do every time you watch a video, is to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. So first things first, guys, AMC gets ISS backing for its preferred conversion. I've already read this article. It's very small. Really nothing comes out of this besides the ISS. Now, what is the ISS? Wait for it. International Shareholder Services is a proxy advisory firm. Hedge funds, mutual funds, and similar organizations that own shares of multiple companies pay ISS to advise and often vote their shares regarding shareholder votes. So let's get this straight. The ISS, and this was big news on Friday, like big news. The ISS is hedge funds, mutual funds, and similar organizations. And it goes on to say right here, who are ISS clients? Same thing. It says institutional investors such as hedge funds, brokerage firms, and labor unions and government employee pension funds that own billions of dollars of stock in the world's largest corporation. So let's get this straight. You're talking hedge funds. You're talking the guys that want this trade to actually happen. They want this merger to go through. Why? Well, because they're currently short on AMC and they are long on APE. They want APE to come, or they want AMC to come down. They want APE to go higher. So essentially you win on both sides. That's the whole arbitrage trade that we have been faced with over the last couple of weeks now. Pretty funny, huh? And if you didn't laugh, I don't know, something's wrong with you if you didn't laugh to that one. So what does this mean? What kind of implications does this have? Well, absolutely nothing. This is really a ploy to try to get more retail investors on board with this and come to your own conclusions. Do what you guys want to do. But, I mean, in the grand scope of things, 25% of AMC's float currently sold short. A lot of these guys that have the ISS, which is essentially these hedge funds, institutional investors, right? These same guys that are saying the ISS is for this, just trying to use a fancy name for this, right? The institutional shareholder services. They're trying to put a name behind this to try to get more people to vote for this. Now, like I said, I don't care what you vote for. Yes, no, do what you guys want. But pretty convenient when 25% of the float is sold short. And the reason 25% of the float is sold short at this point, nothing to do with fundamentals. Not at all. They want to see AMC go down and they want to see APE go higher. So it's funny that the ISS is for this vote and they want to see this happen. Of course they do. They're going to make money when it happens. Pretty clear to see, right? Freaking hilarious, dude. That's got to be the funniest thing I've seen in a while in regards to AMC. So there you have that. Let's give you guys a run through of the Ortex data. And like I said, guys, 25.16% of the float is currently sold short. The live short interest sitting at 129.5 million shares that are sold short. Cost to borrow average of 266.5%. Cost to borrow max 338.93%. And a cost to borrow minimum of 0.35%. Interactive Brokers has us at about 114% cost to borrow rates. So I think it's pretty clear to see, right? They are going to make money if this vote does happen. Now, the interesting part about all of this is kind of what we said in the last couple of videos now. And I think this is very important for people to understand, is this vote will happen on March 14th. Bottom line, Adam Aaron, he's dead set on this vote happening, even if retail investors don't want it to happen. And I think it's pretty 50-50 here. Some people do, some people don't. And there is a case for both sides here, right? After all, at this point, it's probably priced into the stock already that this is going to happen, because the markets are forward looking. So if you knew you were going to see this reverse split, and you knew there was 25 million shares that were additionally going to be authorized, and you knew AMC was going to fall, well, if it's more likely to happen, it's probably priced into the stock. That's like people that try to invest in stocks that are up and coming, right? The OTC stocks or penny stocks, right? That don't have a lot of attention. It's because a lot of their stuff, their major events, it might not be priced in. It's called inefficient, right? Real estate, very inefficient. People can have different information, and you can have different expectations of value out of a property. Well, in the stock market, everyone basically has the same information if you're a hedge fund or institutional investor. So it's a very efficient market, meaning we kind of already know if this vote happens where AMC will go. And it's more likely to happen at this current point in time based off of proposals in the past. Most proposals, basically all proposals that have been voted on, have actually happened. I cannot think of one proposal that has been voted on that was actually voted no for, right? So, long story short, they want you to vote yes. And even when this March 14th vote comes around, you're going to get a yes or a no answer. If this vote comes in as a yes, yeah, the stock might go down a little bit, but by and large, it's probably already priced in because it's well-known information. It's not like a black swan event that is unknown, something crazy happened, right? It's not. We already know it's probably going to happen. It's already priced in, more than likely. So right there, I think should give people a certain sense of calm, hopefully, that, I mean, you've already felt the pain for this. Now, and that's obviously just based off of how markets operate, right? That's not a fact. Who knows? But in all reality, that's probably the case. Now, if this vote comes back March 14th as a no, well, that's very likely to trigger a short squeeze almost instantaneously. I think you would see the most aggressive, violent rally in AMC that you have ever seen. And why would that be the case? Well, 25% of the float is currently sold short. And I think a good 5 to 10% of this, call it 20, 30, 40 million shares worth, is solely trying to play this arbitrage trade. Not that AMC is going to zero, not that it's going to $1 or $2 or $3. They're trying to make $1 or $2. They're trying to play this arbitrage strategy because it makes sense in a normal trade. In a normal trade, this would make sense. Not in AMC. So I think if this comes back as a no, almost instantly would you see a short squeeze, like instantaneously, right? And I think there would be a mad dash to GTFO out of those short positions because the stock's going higher at that point, right? So, I mean, pretty much based off of that whole logic, the only reason they're short is for this arbitrage trade. If it didn't happen, yeah, you're looking at the Moass. So there's basically the two sides to it. And I don't see a lot of negatives in any of this. Now, if we take a look at AMC and what happened on Friday, AMC was up 7.87% in regular trading, a very strong day, and up 0.3% in after hours. Perfectly following the bullish channel, the technicals that we put on Wednesday or Thursday, right? They're holding true. You got a bounce at this downtrending level of support. That would be right here. And when you get these technical patterns after being so bearish for so long, riding this very infamous at this point line down with AMC, this resistant level that has been trending down ever since June, you have gotten a reversal here ever since you hit the lows and bounced up on January 10th and January 11th, and ultimately breaking out above this line most recently February 21st and holding this multiple days where you could have broken under this, shows that you are now in a bullish uptrend. When you go from a long-term bearish downtrend to a bullish uptrend, you tend to get some very explosive rallies, and technically speaking, you probably want to be long on AMC relative or compared to being short on AMC. The momentum is in our favor, and especially given what we've seen on Friday. Fridays tend to be the day where most fear comes into play, because a lot of times people don't like to hold over the weekend because things can happen, things can go wrong, news can come out, right? So especially seeing such a strong rally on Friday really gives credence to a lot of what we are saying here in this video of this bullish uptrend. And historically speaking, heading into earnings, shortly after earnings, AMC tends to sell off, and then it does tend to rally after a couple days to a couple weeks after earnings, and that looks to be the case that we are about to see again with AMC. So as far as the actual charts, the price action of AMC looking pretty dang bullish here. The RSI at 56.27, also at a neutral level, not indicating oversold or overbought really at all. It's pretty neutral. So there is a lot of room to see a rally here before some of these technical factors would start to kind of die down some of the momentum within AMC. You also do see the MACD, which is almost at a neutral overall point, but still slightly bullish as far as the last couple of weeks are concerned, guys. So there is some of that information. We obviously have a lot to go over later today because it's gonna get pretty crazy. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Guys, let's get to it. I hope you guys are ready for this week, because this week is really going to be big. You do have a decent option expiration as well. Next week, going to be absolutely insane. That week of March 17th, you're going to see some very big moves within AMC. So I hope you are ready for all of that, guys. Thank you for watching. Hit that like button. Like I said, subscribe to the channel if you have not already. If you also want to come trade with me live in real time as well, link down below in the description of this video. Most importantly, enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.